My son ruined a disabled kid's birthday party, and I've never been more proud of him. When my son was in 5th grade, he was the kind of kid other parents whispered about at pickup. He had this talent for finding people's deepest insecurities and weaponizing them with terrifying precision. He once made a substitute teacher quit by asking her in front of the whole class why her hands shook so much, then suggesting maybe she shouldn't be around children if she was that nervous all the time. The breaking point came when he systematically destroyed a girl's confidence by commenting on her weird laugh every single day until she stopped laughing altogether. Her parents demanded a meeting, and I sat there listening to how my son had stolen their daughter's joy. I went home that night wondering how I'd raised what felt like a sociopath. We tried everything. Therapy, consequences, nothing worked. He seemed to study people like specimens, cataloging their weaknesses for future use. Teachers started requesting he be moved out of their classes. I was getting calls almost daily. So when my phone rang during lunch and I saw the school number, I actually considered not answering. But when I did, I heard his teacher sobbing. Not angry crying, but deep, gut-wrenching sobs. I had to call and tell you what just happened, she managed. There's a boy in our class, David, who has a severe speech impediment. The other kids aren't kind to him. He sits alone every day, and when he tries to speak, they mimic his stutter or ignore him completely. My stomach dropped. I knew exactly what my son probably did to this vulnerable kid. Today was David's birthday, and his grandmother sent in homemade cookies that looked like a child had made them. Lopsided, uneven frosting. The moment David stood up to share them, I saw kids start to snicker. I braced myself for the cruelty I knew was coming. Your son was sitting in the back, and I watched him take in the whole scene. I thought, here we go again. But then something extraordinary happened. I held my breath. Your son stood up, walked to the front, and said, David, these cookies look amazing. Did your grandma teach you how to make them? David lit up and started explaining how he helped measure ingredients. Your son listened to every stuttered word like it was the most fascinating thing he'd ever heard. I felt my eyes welling up. Then your son turned to the class and said, you know what's really cool? David's grandma lets him help make cookies every week because she knows he's responsible enough to handle kitchen tools. My mom won't even let me use the mixer by myself. Suddenly, all the kids were asking David about baking. My hands were shaking. But here's the part that broke me. Your son quietly walked over and said, David, I